Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya Muhamad Syakir bin Sulaiman, 17 Activity 20F1013. Sama rakan saya iaitu Muhamad Rasyidan dan juga Muhamad Aiman akan membentangkan mengenai our exercise, which is about PE, practical exercise, configure IPv4 and IP6 static and default route. Okay, first of all, this is the packet tracer that we create. We have 2 router and also 2 switch, and we already configured in the system. Alright, for the part 1, which is we continue with the step 2. Configure basic setting for each router. Assign a device name to the router. First, we create the host name. So we enter the command router config hostname R1 and hostname R2. And for B, disable DNS lookup. We enter the command no IP domain lookup for router 1 and also router 2. And then for the third one, which is create a banner that want everyone unauthorized access if prohibited. We enter the banner MOTD, unauthorized user not allowed. And then for D, save the running, which is we just need to enter the command copy running config startup config. And then for step 3, configure basic setting. This is for switch. First, we create the host name S1 and also S2. And then also we need to disable DNS lookup, which is no IP domain lookup and also no IP for S1 and also S2. And then we create a banner like a router, which is banner MOTD, unauthorized user are not allowed. And then we shut down all the interface that are not used, which is range between F0/1 until 3, F0/6 until 24, and also G0/1 until 2. And then we shut down. Enter the shutdown command in the S1 and also S2. And then the last one, which is we save the running config. We enter the command copy running config and also startup config. And then for the part 2, I will continue with the Adam Aiman.
Okay, in part 2, question is configure a verified IPv4 and IPv6 addressing on R1 and R2. In part 2, okay, go to the step 1. Configure IP address for both router. Enable IPv6 unicast routing on both router. For command enable IPv6 is unicast routing on both router is R1 config. Just write IPv6 unicast routing, and R2 same like R1 iaitu IPv6 unicast routing. For question B is configure the IP address for all the interface according to the addressing table. First command is type in G0/0/0. Command 2 is type IP address 172 and 116.1.1 255.255.255.0. For IPv6 address FE 80.1 lin local. IPv6 address 2001.dbx and achat.2.1/64. And last type not shutdown. For the interface G0/0/1 type IP address 192.168.1.1 255.255.255.0. For IPv6 address FE80.1 ini local. For next command is IPv6 2000.db8 achat.1.1/16.4. And last, no shard. So after that, type in 101.
LO1.
Oh, LO1. Sorry. For next part is IP. Type IP address 10.1 10.1.0.1 and 255.255.255.0. Next is IPv6 address FE18.1 di local. Next is IPv6 address 2001.db8 achat.10.1/64 and type no shard. Next is type in L02. Next type IP address 2009.195 and 225 for subnet mask is 255.255.254. For IPv6 address is FE8.1 local and IPv6 address is 2001 and dbx.achat.2009 and .1/64 and then type not shutdown. For router 2 is we just type into same like router 1, integer G0/0/0 for IP address type 172.16.1.2. Subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. For IPv6 address FE18.2 link local. For IPv6 address is 2001.db8 and .achat.2.2/64 and type no shard. For integer G0/0/1 we just type IP address 192 and 168.1.2. For subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. For IPv6 address we just type FE18.2 link local. IPv6 address 2001.dbx.achat and .1.2 and /64 and then type no shard. And then for the next part is type like router 1 iaitu integer L0L. For IP address in router 2 is 10.2.0.1. For subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. For IPv6 address is FE18.2 link local. IPv6 address 2001.db8.achat.11.2/64 and type no shutdown. And then integer L02 we just type IP address is 2009.165 and .2000.193 and subnet mask is 255.255.255 and .224. For IPv6 address is FE18.2 link local. IPv6 address 2001.dbx.achat.2010.1/64 and then not shard. Step 2 is verify addressing. Use the command to verify IPv4 assignment to the interface. For command is firstly just Sharp IP interface brief. So router will be show interface and interface brief yang that we have. For router 2 we type same like router 1 iaitu show IP address interface brief. IP interface brief. Show router can show interface brief in router 2. For question B is issue the command to verify IPv6 assignment to the interface. So command to verify IPv6 assignment to interface is show firstly is show IPv6 interface brief. So router can show interface brief in router 1. Same like router 1 itu this is show IPv6 interface brief. So router 2 can show all interface brief in router 2. For step 3 is save your configuration. Save the running configuration to startup configuration file on board router is just type copy running config startup config. Same like router 2 is same like router 1. Router 2 just type config running copy running config startup config. For part 3, I give to my friend. This is Muhammad Rasyidan. Dipersilakan.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhamad Rasyidan bin Rosli. So I will tell you about how we made the part 3. So the step 1, we configure the static route to R2 loopback 1 network using R2 interface G000/0/1 address as the next hope. So the first one we ping from R1, ping the IP address 192.196.168.1.2, and then the system will appear as the subset rate is 100%. So and then we configure the IP route on the router 1, 10.1.0.0, and then the subnetwork is 255.255.255.0, and then 192.168.1.2. And then for the step 2, we configure the static default route on router 2 G0/0/0. So the first one we ping from the router 1, we ping using the IP address 172.16.1.2, and then the success rate will appear 100%. And then we set the static default route on the interface G0/0/0 on router 2 by go to the router 1, type the IP route 0.0.0.0.0 for subnetwork is 0.0.0.0.0 and 172.16.1.2. On the step 3, we configure the floating static default route on router 2 on the interface G0/0/1. We go to the router 1 and then type the IP route 0.0.0.0 and the subnetwork is 0.0.0.0 and 192.168.1.2 and then 80. So for the step 4, we configure the static default route on router 1 on the interface G0/0/0. So we ping using from the router 2, ping 172.16.1.1, and then the system will appear the success rate is 100%. And then we will configure the IP route for the R1 from router 2. We type IP route 0.0.0.0 for subnetwork is 0.0.0.0 and 172.16.1.1. So the step 5 we will verify by type the IP show IP route on the router 1, and then it will appear which one is connected and then which one is local and static IP address. On step B, on R1 we will type the command trace route 10.2.0.1, and then the IP address will appear the tracing millisecond on 192.168.1.2. On the part C, on router 1 we will type trace route 209.65.200.193, and then the system will appear the millisecond and the IP address 172.16.1.2. And then we put the shutdown command on R1 on the interface G0/0/0. So for the demonstration, at part E, we will type on the R1 to show the two static route by type the command show IP route static, and then it will appear the IP address 10.2.0.0 and 0.0.0, and the S symbol means that it's static route. So the part F, we will show the command is to trace route 209.165.200.193, and then we will go to router 1 to fill in the command trace route 209.165.200.193, and then the system will appear the millisecond based on that IP address 192.168.1.2. And then we will go to the R1, go to the interface G0/0/0, and then we put the command not shut to not shut down the interface. So the next part I will give to Syakir. Thank you. Buka mic.
Continue with the configuration, which is first of all ping the command at the R1 G0/0/1. We ping 192.168 and .1.1. We receive the success rate, which is 100%. And then for the second one, we configure static route, which is we enter the command IPv6 route 2001 :db8 :ACAT 10 /64 and 2001 :db8 :ACAT 1 :1. Okay, for the step 2, we'll give to Adam.
For step 2, firstly, router 1, iaitu ping 172.16.1.1. So he will sending 5. He will appear success rate. For question B, configure a static default route via R1 G0/0/0 address. We just type on our router 2 is IPv6 router :/0 2001 :db8 :ACAT 2 :1. For step 3, For step 3 is on router 2 configure a floating static default route via R1 G0/0/1 address. For the first is on router 2 is type IPv6 route double colon /0 2001 colon dbx colon achat colon 1 double colon 1 and 18. For step 4, I will give to Rasyidan to continue step 4. Silakan.
So for the step 4, on the R1, we will configure the static default route on the interface G0/0/0. So the first one, we will ping to the R2 interface G0/0/0. We ping on the R1, ping 172.16.1.2, and then the system will appear success rate is 100%. So we will configure the IP route on the router 1 IPv6 route double colon /0 2001 db8 achat 22. And then I will give to Syakir.
Okay, for the step 5, which is verify the router operational. Which is, for the first, we use show IPv6 route, and then after we enter the command, the detail about the IPv6 route will appear and show everything in the route. And then for the B, we must be trace route 2001 colon db8 colon acad colon 10 double colon 1, and the answer for the next hope must be 2001 colon db8 colon acad colon 1 double colon 1. After we enter the command, you will see the next hope or the answer will appear at the bottom, which is colon 1 double colon 1. And we use the same command but using the different address, which is we enter the 209 double colon 1, and the next hoop will show is 2 double colon 1. And after we enter the command, the trace route 2001 colon db8 colon acad colon 209 and double colon 1, the answer will be at the end will be 2 double colon 1. And then we enter the shutdown command. First, we on the router 2, we enter the interface G0/0/0, and we just shut down. And then same with the show IPv6 route static, and after we enter the command, the detail about the IPv6 route will appear on the router. And then for the last one, which is same as the above, we must trace out the IP address 209 double colon 1, and the next hope must be 1 double colon 1. And after we enter the trace route, the answer will be same as the expected. And that's all from us. Thank you so much and have a nice day.